It is time to drop the obsession with symmetry and our beards. I've seen far too many great beards go down because they introduce that slippery slope of trying to get everything absolutely perfect and even, right? They start on one side, oh, let me even it up. Next thing you know, that beard is creeping up and up and up. By the end, they've trimmed it all the way down and even shaved the beard off. My next part is going to be my biggest point, right? Some food for thought that I want you to think about. Then I'm going to introduce myself, and then I'm going to have a few follow-up details before we get out of here. Okay, let this one marinate a little bit. When you are trying to even your beard, when you're trying to get your beard exactly the way you want it, the hardest part to get symmetrical is on your side below your ear. And the reason why that is really difficult to have perfectly even on both sides, especially if you trim your own beard, is because you cannot really see both sides at once. You start working on one side, you're like, okay, that's a good line. Then you look over at the other one, you're like, shoot, this one's a little bit lower. Let me take down a notch. Boom. Then you come over here, you're like, dang it, now this one's lower. Let me go higher and higher. And as we said, slippery slope that leads to disaster. You had a beard that didn't even need to be tampered with, didn't even need to be adjusted. Next thing you know, in a matter of minutes, something that took you years to grow is completely gone. Well, again, that problem is because you can't see both sides. Guess what? Nobody else can either. If you are talking to someone and they're looking straight on, they're not able to see the sides. If they're slightly at an angle, which most conversations are, they're only looking at one side at a time. Nobody has like alien vision or bug-like vision that I'm aware of where they can go around and see both sides. And nobody's going to speak to you and start going like this and then start going to the other side. They can't really tell, especially if it's within the world of being close, right? Just think about that. If you're going back and forth, so does somebody else. But first, let me introduce myself before we go any farther, guys. My name is Dancy Bearded. I love creating content about beards, showing beard trims, going over beard products and ingredients, and really anything facial hair related. If this sounds like a topic you agree with or you want to think about a little bit more, please hit a thumbs up on the video right now. If you're new here, hey, this is a great channel. I think you're in the right spot. Consider subscribing to check out all the videos in the future. Go back to browse the previous videos. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Okay. Again, I just want to really touch on this because I've seen some beards that have been really going down because of this exact reason. They go to a barber shop, right? They trust the barber. The barber comes back with a beard trim that looks great in the barber shop. The next day they go through, they shower, they go through their routine. They're like, oh, it feels off. It feels wrong. And then they start playing that game again, or they start trimming their own. And instead of putting the clippers or the scissors down and walking away, they start to get obsessed with that. You guys, there's nothing wrong with letting that grow out, be slightly off. Even if you feel it deep in your soul, no one else likely does. Sit on it, maybe go see a professional, find a barber that you really trust, or for yourself, be a little bit more cautious with those lineups or those shape ups so you're getting those even. Symmetry is not the name of the game when it comes to a beard, down to the exact degree. Right? I want my beard to look good. I know people are watching this like, oh, coming from the guy with the perfectly symmetrical beard. It's likely not, right? If it's a windy day, my beard's going to get slapped one way and it's not going to be even, and that's okay, right? There may be a trim that I wasn't absolutely happy with, and that's okay. I try not to ever play those games where I get into the slippery slope. And that's all I wanted to say here, guys. Stop being obsessed with symmetry. A beard will teach you patience if you let it. I'm not going to drag this out anymore here, but I do think it's a powerful message and one that could help out somebody out there. What are your thoughts? What are your questions? Do you have experience with this? Did you go down that terrible slippery slope and you've learned from it? I think that's 3 times I've said it. Drink on the video, whatever game you guys want to play on that. But have you learned from this? Was that something you saw somebody else do and you're like, I'm never getting into that? Or is it something you still struggle with? I would love to hear those thoughts, experiences with comments down below. And of course, questions. Thoughts about questions, anything that you can help out, right? And what do I mean by that? If you see somebody drop a comment with a question and you want to share your answer, your perspective, your reply, feel free. This is a community. It's not just my channel and me sharing this. We have so many of you who have valuable perspective to give. Help out down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching today. My name is Dancy Bearded. Stay bearded and stay positive.